Okay, so guys, thank you very much for being here today. I should do it in no, I'm gonna do it in English. I should do it in Spanish, because English, as you guys know, is my second language. So it's gonna be tough. If something doesn't make sense, just pretend like it does. All right, so I'm gonna be teaching you how to make money, or how to earn money your first year in real estate. All right, and a lot of people, when I came into this business, which it wasn't a long time ago, about 2.5 years ago, right? Um, my expectations were high. Like, I wanted to make a lot of money. So I went to the broker and I said, look, I want to make $100,000 my first year in real estate. And it was the beginning of the year, enero, I believe it was, first month of the year. And the guy said, well, look, 99% of the agents that get licensed will never, well, not that will never, but will never put the work that it requires to make $100,000 or more their first year in real estate. And it takes a lot of work. So what makes you think that you're going to be able to do it? Number one, you came to this country a couple of years ago. Your English is your second language. As you can tell, you have a big accent. He said that to me. It was cool. I was real cool, so I was okay with that. And then he said, well, you don't know the Bronx. And then he asked me, do you know how to get back home from here without GPS? I said, no, I don't know how to go back home from here without GPS. So those are the challenges that you're going to be facing. So I don't want to discourage you, but you most likely will not make $100,000 the first year of real estate. So I said, I understand, and I know everybody wants to make money, but not everybody's willing to take action. So, but I want you to teach me what is it I need to do in order to make $100,000 my first year in real estate. He said, okay, I'm going to show you what you need to do, and I'm going to give it to you. And most likely you will not do it, but I'm still going to show you. So I said, just give it to me, and I'm going to do it. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys today. I'm going to be sharing you exactly how to make. I'm going to use $100,000, but in your mind, it could be $20,000. In your mind, it could be $30,000. In your mind, it could be $50,000. You write it down, whatever it is. It could be $80,000. How to net, right? Because there's a big difference between gross 100,000 and net 100,000. So how to net $100,000 in real estate, your first year in real estate. So long story short, 6 months later, I had in contract over $250,000 in commission. Now, did I close all those contracts? No, but I did make. Actually, I did not. It was 99,700 by the end of the year. So I missed it by $300. My first year in real estate. So what I'm gonna share with you, I went through it. So I didn't learn it. I mean, I did, but I didn't read it, which I did too. But I put it in action, and it worked. All right. So, you have a number in mind already that you want to accomplish. Did we do this already?
Yeah.
We did it already.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. So you was the first time. Did we do this already? We did it already. Oh, so I thought you said that they haven't done it. Oh, good. Anyway, I want you to say it again. All right. So, I believe in. I don't believe in, people say, oh, that's unrealistic goal. I want to make $1 million in real estate, right? It's not unrealistic. I know people that are making $1 million in real estate, but the time frame could be unrealistic. So I want to make $1 million in selling real estate in 6 months. Well, you can, but if you're working by yourself and you don't have a structure and team and everything that's going to help you to get there, most likely it won't happen in 6 months. The time frame is not the right goal. Now, the goal of $1 million, yes, $10 million, $100 million, $1 billion, great goal. Time frame is what really matters, right? So, first year, right? So some of you say, like, how do I make $100,000? I'm gonna put it right here. My first year in real estate. So number one is that you need to figure it out what the amount is that you want. I want to net $100,000 my first year in real estate. So all right, net commission income. There's two type of, you're gonna hear this a lot in real estate. It's GCI, which is stand for, Alfredo? What GCI stands for?
Gross commission. Gross commission.
Gross commission income, right? And then you have net commission income, right? So, let's see how you net $100,000, right? And then you can do this with $50,000 again, whatever amount you want. So, It could work differently in different markets. We're gonna use the Bronx market today, but if you, and if some of the guys are looking at this video are looking at different state or different area. By the way, you guys can raise your hand if you ask any questions. If you don't understand anything, you can ask questions at any time. The whole idea is for you to be clear. Are we okay with that? All right. So, based on the market, that's how you're gonna really know. Number one, okay, your goal is 100,000. So in the Bronx, what are the average prices for houses in the Bronx today? Let's see, someone besides Super Lisa can tell me.
500,000?
Fine, that's very good. Yes, it's actually 475, but yes, that's like right there. That's the average price. Which what do? You take the multi-families and the single families, combine it is more like 475, 100,000. Very good. So we're gonna use 450,000 just to be on the secure side, right? As an average price. Average price of the home. All right. All right. So if the average price is 450 in this market, what is the average commission real estates get?
6%?
Well, that's a general commission, but every transaction or every deal has two transactions, which are what? Every deal has two transactions, right? What are the two transactions that every deal has?
Buyer and seller?
Very good. A buyer transaction and a seller transaction. Sometimes, the good times, you represent both, which is legal in New York. You do what? What's called that? What is that called?
Dual agency.
Dual agency, right? Right? That's legal in New York. Some states, some other states it's not legal, but here it's legal. But we're just gonna pretend that you're representing one side of the deal, which is one transaction. Either you representing the seller or buyer. So the average is 6%, between 5 and 6. Let's just say 5, right? So normally in the Bronx, because in Westchester County is different, they split to the buyer's agent, right, or selling agent, and 3 to the listing agent. If you go to Westchester County, they're more generous. They do half and half. You go to Manhattan, they do half and half. I love it. So let's just say, to be safe, 2.5 is the average commission per transaction. 2.5% because each deal has what? 2 transactions, right? So if you're getting 5% or 6%, but let's just use 5 as an example, your average commission is 2.5%, right? So now we already know what the average selling, right, price is for the house and the average commission. So if my goal is to net $100,000, right? How much or how many deals do I need to close in order to do that? So based on your split, right? So let's say your split is 70-30. So if you're 70-30, so if your GCI is 100 and your split is 70, you're taking home 70%, correct? Right? So if you want to net $100,000, what is that GCI, the gross commission income, that you need to generate in order to do that? Someone, you can take your calculator and do it too.
GCI is gonna be 70,000.
GCI is gross commission income, which includes both commissions, the brokerage and your commission. You want to take home 100,000 for you. So what would be your GCI? That's your net commission income. So your GCI should be higher because you split it with your brokerage, right?
Like around 13 times.
So what do you say? What do you say the number should be?
Around 13. 13 times $7,875. Taking out 30% already. Without 30%.
So what's the GCI goal? Yeah.
11,250.
GCI is gross commission income, which includes your commission and the commission you split in with your brokerage.
Taking at 2%, right? 2.5%.
No, forget about this right here.
Okay.
All right.
Only what? 5%?
So I just want to know if you're making $100,000
Right.
and your split is 70-30, how much is the GCI number? Because the GCI is what you're gonna give your brokerage and your commission. You taking 100,000, but you're on a split of 70-30. So, how much will be GCI?
Of what? Of the price of the selling of the house?
No, we're not talking about the prices right now.
150?
100, it's gonna be 100, let's see, it might be like,
Yeah, it's near 150,000.
yep, 149,000.
Yeah.
149,000. Well, that's if it's a regular 70-30. And Global Vision, and this is like a commercial, yay, you get more, right? Because once you hit 50, you go 75. Once you hit 75, you get 80%. Once you hit 100,000, you get 85%. So we'll do it based on 85%, right? Okay. 85, 93. Okay, it's by. All right, it will be 117,000 by 85. How much is $117,000 by 85? Anyway, because that's your real commission with Global Vision. 117,000. Multiplied by
117, okay.
85.
137.
Or you can also say percentage 85.
1,376.
117,000
99,450.
percentage 85. Right? 170,000 percentage 85%, right? What's 85% of 170? What is that?
99,450.
Right? So if you split, it's 85. That's what you get with Global Vision if you hit 100,000, right? And if you go over, you keep 100%. But your gross commission income is 117,000. Right? So are we clear? Am I confusing? I know I was a little bit confused in the beginning. I kind of confused myself. All right. So GCI is what? In this case, how much? What's your GCI goal? Your gross commission income. What's your goal? If you want to net 100,000.
149.
No, what you said it. 17. 117.
Oh, because you're taking 85%.
Right.
Okay.
So your goal now is to close $117,000 in commission, right? In order to what? To take home $100,000. Because you are at 85-15 percentage in Global Vision, which is great. Better than a lot of real estate companies out there. Not just all right. So to close $117,000 in commission, if the average price is $450, right, and the average commission is 2.5, how many transactions do you need to close in order to achieve 117? So let's do that. 450 by 2.5. What is that? 450,000 by 2.5. Super Lisa, go ahead, tell me.
Oh, I think I'll make this speak.
No, I do want you to speak.
That's
We're all learning here.
That's 10.
By 2.5, you said?
Yeah, what is 2.5% of 450?
11,000.
10.
11,000 exactly, or
11,025. 250.
11,000
250.
250. Which means every transaction that you close, using this as an example, will give you $11,250 commission, correct? That's your GCI commission, right? Based on this. So your goal is 117. How many transactions do you need to close in order to achieve $117,000 in GCI? If your average commission is 11,250. 40 transactions. All right. Multiply 40 by 11,000. How much is that?
315,000.
So no, it's way. It's because your goal is 117.
It's put on the
This is
11,000.
your this is your commission per transaction.
Yeah.
and your goal is to close by the end of the year, $117,000.
You would need an average of about 12 transactions to get there.
Okay, so then multiply 12.
11, I would say.
Okay, so 11 by 11, can you multiply that for me, please?
Yeah. 123.
So 11 transactions. So now you know that you need to close 11 transactions throughout the year, 11 transactions, right?
So one deal a month.
You can do 2 or 3 a month.
Well,
So your goal to achieve $100,000 take it home is to close 11 transactions in the Bronx market right now. If you're in Florida or you're in North Carolina, the houses are 150, you're gonna have to triple that amount, right? It's probably gonna have to be 33 transactions if you're in a market that properties are 100,000, or, 150,000. You know, so we're doing it based on in the Bronx. So 11 transactions, so are we clear? You good? See, that's how you gotta know how you gonna, because it's not just, I'm gonna make money, you have to know what to do. So today, you know that 11 transactions is what you need to close in order to net 100,000. So what will be based on your average price, your selling, right? How much volume you're gonna sell to achieve this goal. The average is 450 and you need 11. So what is your goal for the selling volume? How much of real estate do you need to sell in order to take home $100,000?
over 5 million.
Now I want to know exactly the number.
No,
4,950,000. 4,950,000.
So the selling value goal is
$4,950,000.
$4,950,000. Right? That's got to be your goal. So your goal now is like, I have to go and sell $5 million worth of real estate to take home $100,000. Now, in New York, you can probably, if you're good, you can do that in 4 transactions. You do 5 transactions of $1 million a piece. That's $1 million. You're taking home $100,000. Because that's your goal right now. If your goal is 100, so what do you do if your goal is 50,000? Just split that in half.
I'm sorry, what's SVG means?
Selling volume.
Selling value.
Selling volume.
Selling
Yeah. Goal.
value.
Goal. That's your goal. Right. Selling value goal.
It's good. Put it on.
Right. So someone says also, what's your goal? How much are you planning to sell this year? $1 million. Why? Why? What is that gonna give you?
100,000.
100,000 on what?
Net.
Net commission income.
income.
Oh wow. So what's your GCI goal?
117 plus.
Very good. You see now, clear, precise. Oh man, this guy knows where he's going. This guy knows where he's going, right? Precise. $117,000 in GCI is my goal in order to make $100,000 in real estate. Oh yeah, how many transactions are you planning to close?
11 plus.
See, precise. You already know. You're not just figuring it out. You're like, oh my God, what do I do? 11 transactions in this market. Now, if you're somewhere else, figure it out what the average is. 11 transactions is gonna put that amount of money in your pocket, right? Selling, not, right? Co-ops and condominiums are not included. It could if you go to Harlem, so condominium is like, $800,000, $1 million. If you go to Manhattan, they're $2, $3, $4, $5, $10 million, right? But we're just gonna use the Bronx as of right now. All right, so are we clear here so far? All right, so it's making sense. Now this is the easy part. Now we're gonna know what do I need to do? This is what you need to know. Now what do I need to do in order to make $100,000? My first year in real estate, right? So now that you already have your amount of money that you need to, or amount of real estate that you need to sell, the question will be, okay, how many properties do you need to put in contract to close 11? How many properties do you need to put in contract? So first question is, how many properties do you need to put in contract? Do you need to, put in contract? I'm not gonna write the whole thing, right? In contract, to close 11 transactions, to close, right, 11 transactions. So, question, do you think that if you put in contract 11 transactions, you will be closing 11 transactions?
I don't think so.
No. You know why? Because there's a fall-through ratio, correct? Now, how do you identify your fall-through ratio? Well, for you guys that are less than a year, well, I know you've been doing it, but in sales, it's gonna be your first year, right? In sales. So all of you, it's gonna be your first year in sales. You don't know yet. You don't know what your fall-through ratio is, right? And for my first year, it was bad because I was just putting everything into contract. I didn't care. I was like, yep, overpriced. I didn't do my homework with problems with CFOs and problems with this and problems with someone owning the property too. You know, I was just like, I need to make the money. I'm broke. I had a great motivation. I was broke. So I needed to just put everything into contract. So my fall through ratio was about 60%. That was mine. It was the worst I ever seen. Normally, it's 30 to 20%. It depends how good you are, you know, putting the deal together. Did you do your homework? Did you make sure that the buyers is really qualified for this? Is the seller really motivated? Is the house going to appraise? Does it has any issues with the CFO? No, if you did your homework, probably it could be less, you know, probably 10% fall through ratio, which means out of 10 transactions that you put in contract, average 3 of them will not close, 2 or 3. But I'd rather use a higher number so you can be like, oh man, I need to put this right here. So let's say we use 30% for you guys. So every 10 transactions you put in contract, 3 of them will not close. Your goal is to close 11 transactions. So how many properties do you need to put in contract to close 11 transactions? Is if your fall through ratio is 30%. Super Lisa. How many properties do you need to put in contract if your fall through ratio is 30%?
It's gonna be, sorry, I was saying. It will be 11, 14, I wanna say.
What do you say, David?
I don't know why
I
I
didn't do
said
the
33.
math.
33, but that's wrong.
Alfred?
That's
Way
wrong.
too much.
24.
24. How do you come up with that number? Or you just throwing it out there?
Just throwing it out.
I was like, 94, that's double.
Can I say 18?
18. How do you come up with that number?
I'm multiplying the successful transactions. Well, the 11 transactions times 70%.
It's 30% fall through ratio.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, then you have the 70%.
Mhm.
That will close, right?
Yeah.
So-
yeah. 7.7 plus the 11. So.
Mhm.
What about you?
I came up with 14.3.
Okay, how do you come up with that?
11 transactions fall through 30%. So you get 11 times 30%, you get 3.3, then you add 11%.
That's
11
it.
transactions.
Mhm.
So it's about 14.5, let's just call it 15
That's
transactions.
right, 14 to 15.
14.3, right? So, which means you put in contract,
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. We just don't have half of a transaction, so just for the purpose of closing, you know, if you at a half point or close to, that means you have to do that extra transaction to get there, realistically.
right? So you put in contract 15 transactions, 30% fall through ratio, 4.5, you close in 11 transactions. So now your goal to put in contract is how many?
15.
15 deals, or 15 transactions in contract. To achieve your goal of $100,000. So now, someone comes to you, hey, David, so you're gonna close 11 deals. How are you gonna do that? How many deals are you gonna put in transaction? How many deals are you gonna put in contract?
15 deals
15. So if you divide that by 12, it's a 1.2, what's divided by 12? 12 months, 11 months. Actually 10 months, we gotta take off 2 months.
1.25.
1.25, so that means you gotta put at least one deal per month in contract in order to achieve your goal. Are we clear?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
When you say in contract, it means it's, do we get an offer and everything?
no, an offer now, it's in contract is when a buyer and a seller came into an agreement and they both signed a contract sale. So the buyer came up with a check, went to the attorney, signed a contract, gave out the down payment check, seller saw the contract, signed a fully executed contract. And now they working towards their mortgage, if they get in a loan or if it's an old cash deal, then, just prepare to close.
Question, not to interrupt, if that whole situation went through, then there should be already a pre-approved already to get in a loan?
No, no, when you, in order to start working into, the details of closing a deal, you need to have a fully executed contract. So the mortgage company, I'm not an expert in mortgages, but I kinda have a glance, an idea, right? The mortgage company needs a fully executed contract in order to do everything.
To process,
Right,
and that can fall through, and then
right, right.
pay period.
Right, because without the contract, they don't know if it's gonna go through or not, so why would you wanna waste money, time, and effort with people putting something together without knowing that once contract is fully executed on both parties, it's good. We gotta get the loan, right, or we gotta get the money, so that's when the attorney orders titles and does all the stuff, they do a title search, and just start, the whole process of closing the deal. And then you come up with a lot of problems most of the times, right? So, not most of the time, but a lot of times.
Like example,
Like problems with the CFO, certificate of occupancy.
occupancy.
Right, certificado de ocupancia.
CFO, right?
Right, especially in the Bronx,
CFO?
CO, people call it CO,
CO.
or CFO, certificate of occupancy, right?
CO.
So, a house that was built before 1938 probably doesn't have a CO. So the bank you told the bank it's a 3-family, it looks like a 3-family, it has 3 apartments, but it has no CO. Now you have to show the bank that it's actually a 3-family. How do you do that? You have to apply and fill out, well, not you, but the seller, fill out what's called a letter, rejection letter, I believe it is, or a waiver, where the town says, yes, before 1938, the house we didn't have the CO law, and yes, we're saying it's a 3-family, so that's just an example. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but then you could have problems with someone dying. Someone died, or someone decided not to sell. A lot of the times is someone getting divorced. Oh yeah, I wanna sell their property, I'm getting divorced, screw you, yeah, screw you too. Boom, well, let's go into contract, you go into contract. A month later, they go back together. Oh, baby, I love you. I'm sorry about what I said. Let's just stay together for the rest of the life.
Question,
And boom.
but isn't that already a down payment, so that means you already made an offer? Don't you take something from your work?
Yes and no. So the down payment is refundable to the buyer, this is not a training about mortgages, right?
Sorry.
But
That's
that's another topic. Let's talk about this.
Yeah,
So
training.
you're taking me somewhere else. Yeah.
Sorry.
Nah, let's go back to this, man. This guy's taking me to mortgages now. All right, we're doing a little training about that.
Next week, next week.
All right, so contracts and 15 transactions. I was about to go into like what do you need to do in order to save the money and all this stuff. But I like that you're asking questions because you're thinking, and that's what I want you to do out of this training. So 15 transactions in contract. All right, so out of the 15 transactions, you will be closing 11. Question is, if we do all this based on listings, what's the name of the game?
Listings.
Listings. Listings is the name of the game anywhere you go around the world. Now, do I know buyer's agents, people that work exclusively with buyers that are killing in the business? 100%. I know people that are making tons of money working with buyers. Now, in New York, or actually everywhere, when you control the listing, when you control the selling part of the transaction, you basically control everything, right? Because you don't have to go there and show it. So people call you, you get offers from other agents and stuff like that. So Listings is the name of the game. It doesn't matter what you do, you gotta go get those listings. You, you see, a lot of people are, I don't wanna say afraid of listings, it's just that they don't wanna go after the listings because it requires a lot of work. You need to call people, you need to follow up, door knock, you need to do this, and that, and you need to be good to show someone that you can sell their homes. Buyers, on the other hand, right, they go online, they wanna buy a house, let's go buy it, boom, they go, I wanna buy a house in the Bronx, boom, and they're gonna call everybody. They don't care who they call, they just want the house. So they can be calling David, they can be calling Manny, they could be calling you, Lisa, boom, and they're not gonna tell you, oh yeah, I just spoke to 10 other agents. They just want the house, right? When you're a buyers a specialist, then you know what to do, how to bring it, but that's a different topic right now. But right now, which is, listings is the name of the game. So we're gonna do all this based on listings. Is that okay? Right? Because I want you to guys be selling properties while you're drinking a margarita at the beach. Nah, I don't want you to do that. All right, so, in order to put 15 listings in contract, how many listings, how many listings do you have to, or you don't need to, but you have to get? So, do you believe that if you get 15 listings, you're gonna sell 50 listings? What do you think, Manny? You get 15 properties today to sell. Do you think you're gonna sell the 15 properties?
No.
Most likely not. There is a fall through ratio there too, right? And it all depends based on your skills. Why am I saying that? Because there's some agents, good agents out there. I've done it a couple of times, not all the time. I don't want to lie. Go to a listing presentation, say, hey, listen, this is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna get you. We're gonna get the house sold, and I'm gonna invest into a marketing plan that's gonna get it done. We're gonna, do this, and that, boom, 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 and everything. And then the seller says, well, I want $2 million for my property, and after you did your homework and everything, that the house is worth 1.5 or 1.6. So it's way overpriced, right? So a lot of us, and I don't want to say, oh, I don't take those listings, because in the beginning, I'm telling you, I even took a property that was like the house was like 500. I think I put it for like $1 million. Like I was crazy. I was like, what the heck am I doing, right? But I didn't care. I was like, oh, I look cool. I got a listing, right? I don't want to lie, right? But I wanted to just close something. But there's some good agents that they say, hell, Mr. Seller, look, I understand you have high expectations. I know you invested a lot of money, but based on the market, I'm not the expert here. I mean, I am the expert here. I don't make the market. I just deliver the information. And based on the information, your house is worth $1.5 million.
So you give my reality check.
So if you want, then he says, I want 2 million or hire another agent. So that's where you say, okay, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. I don't think I will invest any time, energy, money, and effort into this because I won't satisfy your needs. And you walk away, right? Now, some of the agents out there, like crazy, like I was like, yeah, $2 million, no problem. Shoot, I got you those $2 million, and you learn after a while that you don't want to take overpriced listings. Now, if it's a nice area and you can put up a sign with your picture and everything, and you know that the property's not going to sell, even if you do, in a way, you're doing a disservice to the seller. But if you let them know, look, your house is 1.5, and this is what it is. Now, I want you to sign here that I'm letting you know that your house is 1.5. I'm gonna market it at 2 million, but I'm letting you know as a professional that it's 1.5. If you're okay with that signing here that I told you, or did you tell him and he's willing to sign, put it forward just because he wants it in the market, then I'll do that. Put up a big sign with my face saying, I sell real estate, whatever, for me to get more listings around there. That's just a way to get listings. But, so, in order to put 15 in contract, you need how many? There's a fall-through ratio. What's the fall-through ratio? Depends how good you are, how good, if you're taking the listing, are you good with the listing? Do you know that the listing is gonna sell? Most likely, an average 20-30%. Again, for me, was really high. I took my first 6 months in the industry, I took 36 listings, and I only sold about 12. It was disgusting. My fall through
You're
rate.
saying the average
Average
ratio
is-
for a new agent is 30%.
It could be higher. It could be,
50.
40%. But if you guys wanna go 50%, that's even better for you, cause that's gonna put you in a way that you're gonna go for more. Cause the higher the fall through ratio,
The more you gotta be out.
the more you gotta be active, because the more listings. So, we could do 50. Let's use 50 right now. But if you feel like you're good, you're skilled enough to do 20, 30, 40, then you do that. So let's do 50-50. So if that's the case, how many listings do you need to, or you should get in order to put 15 in contract for the whole year?
30.
Oh, that was easy, right? Everybody like 30, I know that one. All right, Chase.
No, 50%.
All right, so you need 30 listings. Based on these numbers, in order to earn $100,000 your first year in real estate. Okay, so divide that by 12, or whatever amount of weeks you work. It's 52 weeks in a year. Some of us take a couple of weeks off. I do take, like-
If that fall through ratio is 50-50, wouldn't the other fall through ratio, putting properties in contract, be 52?
No, because once it's in contract, the possibilities of you closing is
Oh, okay, it's more.
it-
higher.
it's more higher. It's higher, yeah. All right, so how many listings do I need to get per month? If
About
my goal is,
three.
it's 30 listings.
About 3.
No, I want another number,
2.5.
2.5. So you guys gonna work the 12 months, not taking anything off, no weeks off. You working, huh?
I take a couple months off.
So you're gonna take a month off? I personally wanna take a month off. I don't know. But if you're gonna work the 12 months, then you divide it by 12. If you're gonna work 10 months, listen, I'm not judging. You can say, I'm gonna do this in 6 months. Hmm? 3 months off, you're gonna take?
2 months.
Oh, okay, so your goal in this case, right, is 3 listings per month. Right?
Yep.
So what does that mean? That if a month goes by and you don't have 3 listings, you're not going to achieve your goal of $100,000, my friend. You are daydreaming. Illusions. You gotta put the hustle in. He's doing it based on 10 months, by the way. That's why he said 3.
Yeah.
If you do it based on 12, it's 2.4, 2.5, something like that. I don't know how many. It's if you do it
It's
based.
2.5.
2.5.
Okay.
Again, realistically, we do not take half a listing.
No, it could be a property
So,
that it's. It could be a
If we
co-op.
have 2, we're gonna.
No, it could be a co-op that is 200,000 because we're doing all this based on
Based
450.
on number, I know.
Yeah, so it could be 2 regular houses. If you take a house that is $1 million, you basically put in two transactions based on this number. So you see what I'm saying? If you get a 3-family that's 700,000 and a regular single family for 450, right there, that's your goal. Because your goal per month here in selling volume is it's about 400,000, right?
What?
Per month. If you go for the whole year, it's $5 million divided by 12. How much is that? How much is that? $5 million is your yearly goal. You go for the whole year to selling in real estate, right? Divided by 12, how much is that?
416,000.
All right, so 416,000. So you have to be, putting that in contract. Actually, it's a little bit more because it's a fall through ratio, but you get the idea. You need 3 listings, right? We clear? We good? You sure? Cause you're gonna go do this. All right, so you need 30 listings, which is 3 per month. Whatever you divide up per week, if you work the 4 weeks, then you need to make sure that you're getting listing every other week, right? Or every 3 per month. That's the goal. So in order to question is 1 listing. In order to get 1 listing, because now we're going to the listings, houses for sale. How many appointments do you need to go to get 1 listing? How many appointments do you need to go, or you have to go, not that you need to, but you have to go in order to get one listing?
Is this per month?
No, 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 no. Forget about time now. How many appointments do you need to go to get one listing? Now we know that your goal is how many listings per month?
There's a fall through ratio there too, right?
It's a
So
full through
10
ratio and everything.
10 appointments?
Do you think that you go to every listing appointment, you're gonna get the listing?
No.
If you call in one seller, there's another 100 agents calling the same seller, by the way. Maybe not 100, they don't lead generate, not all of them, very little lead generate, 20% lead generate. So now we're gonna forget about the time. Now we need to know what do we need to do to get the listing. So how many listing appointments do you need to go to get one listing?
Okay.
Depends on your skills. Jim Rome says that if you can get 3 out of 10, that's a great number. It depends on your skills. How well prepared are you to go to a listing appointment? When you make the appointment, is it a real appointment? Is it a real seller? You know, how did you? It's so based on your skills. So if you just go and you don't really know what to say and you don't bring anything, most likely you're gonna have a high fall-through ratio. But if you prepare yourself a little bit, you know, and you're very confident about yourself, you could probably, in my case, because I've been reading and learning about persuasion and doing this and all that, my fall-through ratio was very low. And I'm not saying not to brag, it's just the truth. You know, I would go to 10 appointments and get 8 listings. I had a 20% fall-through ratio, sometimes 10% fall-through ratio, right? But again, I didn't qualify the listings properly. That's why my fall-through ratio on properties in contract was very high. I was just taking anything, everything. So you can say that you go to, maybe you go to 3 and get 1. Would that be
You
fair?
need about 10 appointments to get 3 listings?
So you go to 3 appointments to get 1 listing. I think that's a good number. That's a 64 fall-through ratio, by the way. Is it 64? Somewhere around there, right? 60, 66, somewhere around there, 60, 66. So you go to 3, you get 1. That could be a good fall-through ratio. What do you guys think?
That's 33%.
33%.
No, it's 66% of fall-through. So it's 33% of you getting it.
Success rate, yeah.
So, or you think you can go to 2 and get 1? I think you can go to 3 and get 1 in the beginning, and then you become better and better and better, and then you go to 3 and get 2, and then if you get like this crazy, amazing,
When you say get into meaning exclusive.
right?
Okay, contract, everything,
Mhm.
exclusive.
Right. Listed exclusive right to represent. Exclusive right to sell. Excuse me.
So,
Right. Yeah.
mhm.
So
Then the paper, we get it from here.
yeah,
Yeah.
we all
We're
those
also
forms.
having another training on that now.
Okay, so you go to 3, get 1. Is that a good number?
Mhm.
Is that good or good? All right, it's good. You guys are very excited about this. I can tell you.
Yeah.
All right, so you
Alright.
go to 3. So how many listing appointments you need to go, or you should go to get 1 listing? Is 3. The answer is 3 listing appointments. 3 to get 1. Get 1 listing. So how many listings is your
90.
goal
90.
per month?
Oh, per month?
How many listings is your goal per month?
9.
3, right?
9
So that
appointments.
means you need to go. So you need to get 3 listings,
Yeah, more.
right? To get 1, and your goal is 3 per month. How many listing appointments you need to go?
9.
9 per month, right? 9 per month. See, this is how you really make the money. People think it's just, what do I do? How do I? This is, you have to be precise. You have to know what you're doing. Otherwise, you're not gonna make money. And you don't want to be an average frustrated agent. That's you don't want to be that. You want to you want to make some money. All right. So 9 listing appointment of 9. Yeah, you need to go to 9 listing appointments per month. So you can do 2 per week, right? That'll give you 8, maybe, you know, so somewhere around there. All right. So now you already know that number, right? So next question is, how many? You already know that you have to go to 9 listing appointments. So next question is, how many listings, all right, appointments do you need, or you have to book or schedule to go to one? So you think that every listing appointment that you schedule, book, you're gonna go?
No,
No.
no.
It's a fall through ratio there too. So you're talking to people over the phone, hey, Mr. Seller, yes, you lead generating, hey, yes, I saw your property came off the market. I'm pretty sure you'll be getting a lot of phone calls from realtors like, yes, I'm tired of all of you guys saying the same thing. I completely understand. You always relate to them. I completely understand how you feel, and I don't want to sound like just everybody else. I just have a quick question for you. Yes, what is it? If I can show you a way to sell your property, getting the money that you wanted, without wasting your time and my time, would you be open-minded to evaluate something like that? You're not saying it, that's it. Would you be open-minded to evaluate something like that? If I could bring a buyer that really will purchase this property, would you be open-minded to sit down with me for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so we can discuss how to do it? Or would you be closed-minded? Oh, well, I think I might be open-minded. Whatever they say, it doesn't really matter. Your goal is to book the appointment. Now, once you book the appointment, there's a fall-through ratio there too. So, you book 10 appointments, you really think you're gonna go to that 10 appointments? What do you think? If you book 10 appointments, would you
I
go?
don't think so.
You know why? Fluffy died. They call you, oh, my cat Fluffy died. I can't make it. Oh, no, listen, I'm not gonna be home. Or even worse, I've seen this, even videos, people posting this. You get to the door, no one answers the phone. No, they're looking at the window. Oh, the realtor is here. Yeah, forget it. You
Well,
know.
they respond, we're not home.
You know why they're calling you. Hey, Mr. Seller, I'm outside. No, we actually, you know what? I had her to work late, and they're looking at the window. I had her to work late, man. I won't be able to make it. You know why? Because you are not the only one calling these expired listings or FISPOs. There's a lot of agents do the same thing too. And if you booked an appointment for the next week, there's a possibility some other agents more aggressive, there's always someone out there that's doing hustling and dreaming and freaking aggressive that is probably doing it too. So you can't think you're the only one, man. You know, you're not the only one. Everybody's hungry. So going back, because I want to finish this on time. So how many listing appointments do we need to book? I would say there's a fall-through ratio of 20 to 30%. I think that could be a good number. I would say 3 out of 10 will cancel on you because the dog died, because Fluffy's sick, because of the weather, because someone took the listing, whatever it is, because they don't answer anymore, decided not to sell, whatever it is. 3 out of 10 you would not go. They will cancel on you. So if your goal is to go to 9,
27.
and your fall through ratio is 30%, which means 3 out of 10 will cancel, how many listing appointments do you need to schedule, book in order to go to 9? Remember, you book 10, you go to 7. Your goal is to go to 9. How many do you need to book? So 12, very good. 12, because 12 appointments, 30% is what? 9, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
So you need to book 12 appointments per month. Per month. Per month. Okay. Man, I don't even understand my handwriting. Jesus Christ. All right. So in order to go to 9 listing appointments, you need to book 12. Because something will happen with 3 of them, and you have no control of that. That's just part of life. It's part of the business. All right? So, we're good so far? Someone says, oh, well, you seem to be very knowledgeable in your sales, right? So tell me, what's your goal? How much money you want to make this year? So when some wise ass comes to you and asks you that question, what are you going to say, Dave? 100,000. Oh yeah, how much money is that? How much money is that in real estate that you need to sell in order to make that? $5 million. Oh, how many transactions are you planning to close?
15. Oh, 11.
11? Oh wow. So how many transactions are you planning to put in contract? 15 for the whole year? What? You have it, you have it. So how many listings do you need to get in order to
30.
30 for the, so how many listings is that per month?
12.
Per month?
Per month.
Three.
Three.
Three, right? So how many listing appointments do you need to go?
12.
12. No, that's you need to book 12. You need to go to
No.
9, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how many listing appointments do you need to book in order to get that?
12.
12. You already know that you're like precise. I know what I'm doing, baby. You don't mess around with me. So, here's the next question. How many contacts, how many conversations, how many sellers do you need to talk to book one appointment? That's when it comes really excited. Say, I'm gonna go to 9 appointments. Yeah, let's see how many people you need to talk to.
A lot.
So how many conversations or contacts do you have to do or have, whatever, to book one appointment? So what is a real estate conversation? A real estate conversation is not someone that you pick up the phone and hello and they hang up. That's not a conversation, right? That's not a contact. It's someone that you exchange information about what you do for about 45 seconds and a minute. Someone that you already have their information. Here at Global Vision, we offer you all type of, not just give you, this is a commercial. So since we give you the tools for you to make phone calls, which is great, you don't have to pay for them because the company offers the tools. Right? I'm just throwing it out there so that any realtor looks at this. They're like, oh, I want to work with them. If you have their contact information and you spoke to them about real estate, that's a contact. So you don't have to really book the appointment, but that's a contact, right? Hey, Mr. Seller, I understand that your house was on the market and you couldn't sell it. I just want to be, I just wanted to know, are you still interested in selling the property if you get the right price? Without wasting your time, right? And even whatever, doesn't really matter what they say. If you have that conversation, that feedback, well, no, I decided to stay with the same agent. I'm gonna sell it myself. I'm gonna take it off the market. We decided not to sell. Whatever the reason, it doesn't really matter. Now you have that conversation. That's considered a contact, a conversation. Does that make sense? You call somebody and says, yeah, this is Rudis Rodriguez from Global Vision Realty, and I'm calling because I realized that property, it's off the market or whatever the script that you use, it doesn't matter. And they just say, hey, no, not interested, hang up. That's not a contact. It's just, a voicemail, it's not a contact. Hello, this is Rudis Rodriguez from Global Vision Realty, which, by the way, I don't leave voicemails because people won't call you. Actually, they call you when you don't leave a voicemail, by the way. Who's this guy? Let me go back. Right? How many contacts to book one appointment? That depends on what. Right. And the auto ratio comes from what? Based on your what? If you know your scripts, if you're reading your scripts every day, if you're practicing your scripts every day, if you do what you're supposed to do every day, if you're talking to people every day, your skills will increase. But if you think that just because you come here, just like, yeah, I'm not gonna. It's like trying to go to the gym. Like, I need to go to the gym, and I go to the gym, and sometimes I see this beast. I saw a guy at the gym. He was lifting like 450. He was benching like 450. A monster. His arms were like freaking Incredible Hulk, right? I looked at him like, oh my God. I said, thank God my wife doesn't come here. Right? So I asked him, well, dude, you're a beast. He's like, yeah. He was like 30 something. How long you been doing this? He said, since I was like 16. How often do you come to the gym? It's like every day. Right? Can you imagine going to the gym and trying to lift 450 or bench 450 myself? I don't go to the gym, bro. I would die. I don't even think I can do 100. Right? It's so embarrassing because I don't even put plates on the bar. Like I just go with the 45. Like, 3, 4, somebody spot me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's based on your skills. Right? If this guy goes to the gym, different story, right? So if you're not making focus, you're not reading, you're not learning, you're not actually, getting to your learning zone every day, your skills will not go. But based on your skills is everything. I would say book an appointment when you have 20 contacts per day. 20 contacts per day should be giving you enough businesses to develop at $100,000 net commission income in your career. Now, I'm throwing up 20 contacts per day because it's a high number, right? It could be only 10 if you're good. You talk to 10, you book 3 appointments. You talk to 10, you book no appointments. And remember, there's some times that you're just not gonna book appointments. But your main goal is to book how many per week? It was to book 12 per month, which is 3 per week, right?
Yeah.
So if you lead generating every day, you don't really have to book an appointment every day, as long as you do it every other day. But you need to be having those conversations because those conversations will increase your skills. Does that make sense? So now we know that 20 contacts per day will give you $100,000 net commission income if you do this. 20 contacts per day. Now it could be, it's high, but just picture this. If I can talk to 20 people per day, I know you can do it probably with 10. 10 will probably do it too if you're good. I know people that talk to 5 new people every day and they book appointments. I know a guy who freaking, every time he talks to a seller, nails it. Boom. He goes to the, meet up with them. Hey, listen, I'm not gonna take you listening. I want to sit down with you. I want to show you what I do to help you to sell it on your own if you want. This guy just goes to every appointment. It's a beast. Young kid, 25 years old. It's a beast on the phone, right? But if you use this number as a, reference number to get started, you will kill it in this business. So, in other words, 20 new people, not follow-ups. Oh yeah, let me call the people that I was talking to yesterday. Oh, let me call these guys. No, 20 new conversations per day. You will kill it in this business. Kill it. All right. So how do you have a conversation? So let's say out of 20, you book 1 appointment. Right? That's you just have to lead generate 3 times a week, if that was your goal. If you do 20 contacts a day, and you book 1 appointment out of 20 conversations, that means you only have to do it 3 times a week. You don't have to be like, every day, some people get frustrated. I personally don't like to lead generate. I love being a realtor, but I lead generate because I have to. Because someone comes like, I love getting rejection. It's BS. We don't like it. That's why a lot of people don't make money. But you know what? The ones that are actually doing it are making the money, and they do it whether they like it or not. They do it anyways, and that's how you become successful, right? So 20. If you book 1 appointment out of 20 conversations, all you have to do is really generate 3 times a week, because your goal is 3 per week, right? So you say, you know what? I'm gonna lead generate Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays for 2 hours. We're gonna go to that right now, and I'm gonna book 1 appointment out of every time that I lead generate. That will put in your pocket, my friend, $100,000 by the end of the year. I guarantee. The numbers don't lie, by the way. If you put in the work, the effort, and the action, and you're doing what's supposed to be doing, there's no way that you won't be making any money. So, to do or to talk to 1, how many dials, how many numbers do you need to dial, right, in order to
Have 20
talk
conversations.
to 1? Let's just say 1. Just have 1 conversation. You think every number that you dial, you're gonna talk to them? Hey, how you doing? Boom. Oh, he answered. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Nope. There's a fall-through ratio there too, my friend. It's a fall-through ratio and everything. And some of you that, he's like, what am I doing here? This is gonna be a lot of work. I thought it was just me sitting up, bringing a tie, and that's it. I thought being a realtor was just, having a license and wearing a suit, and I was gonna make money. Right? It's the hustling, the taking action is what's gonna make money, right? What's gonna help you to make money. So the question again is, how many phone calls you need to dial in order to have one conversation. It's a fall through ratio. And we don't know, to be honest with you, that changed a lot because some people answer, some people don't answer, especially if you call them Facebooks and expires, all the realtors are calling in too. So I would say
It depends on the time too.
it depends on the time. Most of the time, in the morning people answer,
Yeah.
and in the evening some people answer too. It depends on the time, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You will dial as many phone calls as you need to get to what?
20 contacts.
That's it. Now you can say, you know what? I'm not such a, person on the phone. I don't like it. I hate it. As a matter of fact, I'm scared of the phone. Some people are scared of this. They're not scared to go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but they scared of like, hello, what do you do? I'm a and start shaking like, no, mom, I'm gonna call you back. Let me practice again. They call their mom. right, right. But if you don't want to call people, go out there and just meet people. Go to the streets. Go and door knock. Hey, how you doing? I'm Rudis Rodriguez. As a matter of fact, I'm your neighbor. I'm just knocking on your door. So I want to introduce myself. I'm a professional licensed real estate salesperson. I'm a realtor, right? And I'm just saying hi to my neighbors, and introducing myself, which was out of, I just wanted to meet all my neighbors. Amazing neighborhood. What do you think about the neighborhood, by the way? Hey, look, I hate this neighborhood. I've been living here for 20 years, and all of these guys, you see what they do during the summer with the music and all that stuff? I hate the Bronx. I completely understand, neighbor. I completely understand, and I am with you. It's crazy. Neighborhood over here, it is insane. My wife and I are thinking of moving to Florida. Yeah, we are thinking of moving too. What does that tell you? A seller. Ching, 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 ching. I said, oh, no, yeah, I agree with you. What if someone said, oh, I love the neighborhood. Oh my God, I would never live this neighborhood. I would die here. My grandma was born here, my father, and all my kids will be born here. Right? That's a potential buyer. Someone that, oh, that's great, neighbor, awesome. See, that's why I'm knocking on people's doors because I feel the same way. As a matter of fact, you see that house right there? Yeah, that's for sale. What do you want to have someone from your family or friend as a neighbor in this amazing neighborhood? That's a great idea. I didn't know the house was selling. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's been on the market for 5 days. And I have all the information. Why don't you talk to your families and friends to see if you can have them as neighbors? See what I'm saying? Just go out there and talk to people. Just got to be a little bit persuasive. Say yes to whatever they say, and it'll happen. So, if you're making phone calls or you're door knocking, you need to do as much as you can. It could be from, I would say 5 phone calls, 5 dials per every contact. So you're looking at, I would say actually 10. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. 200 phone calls. Your goal is like freaking 200 phone calls every day. Or less. It could be less or it could be more. As long as you hit this number, you're going to be fine. But 1 out of 10 will probably answer. Okay? So the question is, and the final question, everything happens. How much time does it take for you to dial 200 numbers?
2 hours.
That's the average, right? And the great thing is that here at Global Vision, you get a system with a dialer, right? So you don't really have to be tick, 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 so it makes it easier. But yes, a minimum of 2 hours in order for you to do that. So what does that tell you? You have to be lead generating every day, or whatever time. It doesn't have to be every day because based on the numbers, it could be 3 times, 4 times a week, whatever it takes you to get to 20 contacts per day, right? Whatever it takes you to book 12 appointments, so you can go to 9 appointments, right? To get the listings. So if you go to 9 appointments, you're gonna get 3 listings, and if you do that for the whole year, it's gonna be 30 listings. Which out of that, you're gonna put in contract 15. You're gonna close 11. It's gonna give you an average of $11,000 per transaction, which is gonna be a total of $5 million in GCI of $117,000 that will put in your pocket, my friend, $100,000. Go ahead.
So 2 hours, 200 phone calls a day. How many door knock? How many? Then you go door knock.
So lead generating it could be on the phone, door knocking,
both.
You can do
That's
both.
what I'm asking, so
Yeah.
200 phone calls, then if I wanna go door knock.
That's it. That's a lot. That's if you do that, you'll freaking double those numbers.
That's what I'm telling you, I'm gonna do that, so I'm
Yeah.
asking.
If you because I'm just doing it based on lead generating over the phone. If you do both, you will kill it. You will crush the numbers. You will like boom. You'll be like me. Not like me, right? Because I didn't really close a lot the first. I closed a lot of transactions, but I threw a lot of things on the wall and I had a high fault ratio. But if you're hungry, if you want to make money, this is the way to go. So you see, being a realtor is not like it's not like, oh, let me get a license and make money. You have to be precise and know what to do.
So is there a percentage of houses you have to knock on? 100 houses a day, 50 a day?
It depends the time that you door knock,
Mhm.
especially the Bronx. A lot of it's not everywhere, but people work. So if you do it like after 5, summertime, people are sweeping their houses outside, playing with the kids. So you can say, you know what, my goal is to door knock on 20 doors. Instead of using a door knock number, it's having conversation. My goal by walking around my neighborhood is to have 10 conversations.
But I thought it was they're sending a notification about that in case it lives early in the morning in the Bronx. Not that-
There's some zip codes that you can't call,
Mhm.
and you cannot. Obviously, it's illegal to touch their mailbox, but there's some zip codes that they are in that do not call this, do not bother me type.
Okay.
But just walking around your neighborhood and saying hi to your neighbors, nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
And just hey, I just introduced myself, knocking on the door. You're not gonna go to jail for that. I mean, they could be upset. They say like, get out of my property, don't knock on my door. Like I understand, sir. I just saying hi. I'm a professional realtor. Just introducing myself. I live here on 123 Main Street. We neighbors. Just regularly say hi to neighbors.
20 a day.
If you do that,
Mhm.
it's gonna be a great number. So it's not about the amount of doors. It's about the amount of contacts, conversations that you have with people. By the way, someone says, yeah, you know what? I hate this neighborhood. We might be thinking of moving, and a lot of people would not give you the phone number the first time you see them. No, I understand, Mr. John. I understand that. I feel the same way too. This neighborhood is, unfortunately, I live here. I understand. I understand what you're saying. We can't really say anything about the neighborhood, but you can relate to what they're saying. Anyway, it was nice meeting you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Again, my name is Rudy. And I'm gonna say like Rudy Giuliani, but I'm not related to him. They're like, whatever, right? So, and they said just walk away. So while I'm walking away, guess what I'm doing? Writing down the address of 123 Main Street, Mr. John, a piece of paper. Go home, come back to my office. Next day, send like a thank you card. Thank you, Mr. John, for saying hi to me yesterday. Handwritten note. Boom. Put it in the mail. Mail it out. Boom. Public records, which is amazing. Put the address. Mr. John Smith, owner of 123 Main Street. Is married. Everything is online, by the way, unfortunately for us. House phone number, 516, whatever.
It's property check, right?
It's you go to Salvo Search and there's a lot of websites. It's public records. You're not doing anything illegal. It's public records. Mr. John, who's this? This is Rudy, your neighbor. I just wanted to call you and thank you again. It was a great conversation with you. Oh, Rudy, yeah, I got your what?
Thank you card.
Your thank you card. That was very nice of you. Thank you for the $100 that you sent me. No, don't send any money. Don't send any money. Thank you. That was very nice, Rudy. I see you're hustling with the real estate. Yeah, Mr. John, I'm just doing my best to help my neighbors to move out or to move in or whatever it is the case. So I was just checking the things in Florida, and do you realize the people in Florida, they really get to have a better quality of life, Mr. John? Yeah, I know my wife and I will be talking about that, and they just take it from there. Whatever it is, you don't have to be like straight. Do you want to sell your house? No, I just want to help them to move out because they don't like the neighborhood. Give them options. Become their professional, realtor to go to, the guy to go to. Yeah, I'm gonna call Rudy because he knows what to do. Yeah, by the way, Mr. John, I'm just gonna send you, and you don't have to pay me for this. You're my neighbor. Again, I just want to help. I kind of need just a CMA for you to kind of have an idea how much your house is worth. They going up like crazy, and this is like a seller's market, so it's the perfect time to sell. I know you don't want to sell That's just gonna do it for free for you. What is a CMA, Rudy? Oh, a CMA. What is a CMA?
Comparison, market,
Analysis.
analysis.
Yeah, it's a comparison market analysis that will just kind of show you based on my experience and the market how much this house is worth. I'm gonna do that for free because you're my neighbor. I'll send it out through the mail. Thank you, Mr. John. Oh, thank you, Rudy. Appreciate that. And that's how you do it. All right. So you guys get this. Now you can be precise. All right. And I'm gonna give it to you like this. I'm gonna finish up with this. All right. Every real estate company, at least the ones that do trainings and sales and all that stuff, they're great big companies. I came from a big company that taught me a lot. Do this. I'm gonna go back to the beginning. And I'm here to help you guys. My goal is to give you the tools and everything that you need in order to succeed. Show you the way. I've done it. You know, once I hit a point that I've never been to, we're gonna figure it out together. But I've been here. So I can show you, right? Someone can show you when they've been there. Not because they know, because they've done it, right? We all know the information. The downside is the very, very few people do it. Very, very few people do it. Very, very few. And it's not their fault. It's not. It's just life. And we allow problems, situations, things that we enjoy to do to take over. You make a decision. You say, you know what? Now I know I have to go to 9 appointments per month, but you know, I have the game tonight. You know, I'm gonna watch the game. The Yankees are playing, baby. You know, I want to go. Or you know what? But I gotta go hang out with the boys. I can't stop hanging out with the boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
That's the importance of time blocking, time management.
So, very, very few people will do this. Everybody knows it. You're gonna find some realtors that you're like, yeah, let me actually show you the 7 secret ways to do this in a better way. Let me show you the beginning and the end. This is nothing. And they know it. But have you heard the saying, knowledge is power? Have you ever heard that?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that knowledge is potential power until you take action. You can know everything about, I don't know, losing weight, but you never actually went to the gym, run, and stop eating. It's just knowledge. It won't do anything without action. So guys, with that being said, this is how you actually, in numbers, could take home $100,000 in real estate your first year, or your second year, whatever. You can, if you want to make $1 million, then you're gonna have to structure differently because you need a team, you need an admin, you need an assistant, you need a buyer's agent. Now you need a team. But for the 6 figures, this should be okay. And I normally tell people, look, go out there and max yourself out. Just do what you need to do, and once you can't really do it on your own anymore, then hire somebody. But until then, hustle, baby, hustle. Do it every day, every day, every day, every day. If you're not doing it, you're just daydreaming, and it's okay with that. And I love people that are, it's okay to daydream. Look, I know not everybody has it within it. I know not everybody's gonna make it. Not everybody's gonna make it. But the ones that are willing, ready, and able to do it are the ones that are gonna get up. Even if, like tomorrow Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going tonight. I have to leave in 2 minutes. I'm going tonight to an event. Probably gonna be home late. But tomorrow I have a training at 7 o'clock here. At 7:45, but I have to be here at 6:45 a.m. because I have to set this place out. We got over 25 realtors coming, a coach. It's gonna be packed. If I get home, let's say 3 o'clock in the morning, which I won't because my wife will kill me, right? I don't care if I don't sleep. I'm gonna be here at 6:45 tomorrow because I'm committed to my goals and dreams. Not to the training, not to the people. I mean, I love them, but I don't care. You should care about you and your dreams and your goals for your kids. You too. You. It's you. I shouldn't say any bad words, but fuck the world. It's you. You're the one who makes a difference. And if you're not putting that time, and if you're not really serious about this, you should really get out of real estate because you're gonna be miserable. So I would just, do something else that makes me happy. But if you're very serious, if you're like Alfred, like he said, I'm gonna do it. If you're very serious and you take action, this guy's gonna freaking own a real estate company a few years from now. If you take action, or maybe invest in real estate. Manny too, bring his wife. Tell him, mi amor, listen, I open up a real estate company. I'm running it with 100 agents. Come on board. I'm gonna need someone to help me. You know what I mean? You definitely. I know you're hustling. She's here in the morning. She lives late. She's talking to people. She's freaking doing what she's supposed to be doing. So eventually, she's gonna get some results. So, guys, thank you very much. I'm gonna stop the recording. That was how you make $100,000. All right.